Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ba da do 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 do. Ba-dum bum 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 bum. Do 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 dum. Do 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 do. Hmm. Hmm. How's it look at the moment? Can't really see it, can you? Hmm. I don't know if this is public. I mean, it could be public. It is public. Cool. Yeah. Hmm. Welcome. Welcome to anyone who's watching this. This is the first fan request live stream I've done in quite a while. Feels a bit weird calling them fan requests since the channel's been kind of quiet for quite a while, you know. I had to think, I had to think about this, doing this whole fan request live stream stuff. And I figured instead of just talking about it, I'd do it. You know, I can't get this to go the way I want. So you do like that. Sup guys, how you doing? Yeah, you know what? I had a quiet Saturday, so I thought it might be good to listen to some fan requests. So, sup, Shinyida, Andreas, Blue Dinner Box. I know you guys have probably sent through messages. I need to respond to them. But we do have fan requests at the moment, or at least today. Yeah, suddenly, I decided to have one today. That's the beauty of spontaneity, is that it can be sudden, you know? I don't know if you guys can see that. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna try and just listen through some music today on Spotify. Listen to some of the music you want to share. Like, it's probably still a song per person, but we're just gonna try it and see how it goes. So if you want a song heard today, you can put one forward. We'll listen to it together. I'll probably comment on it. Well, I mean, I will comment on it. That's the whole point of this situation, I suppose. But yeah, so that should be good. Number 41. It also kind of felt a bit sad only having celebrating Chinese. Happy Chinese New Year, everyone. I'm not as knowledgeable about the whole Chinese New Year thing, so if some of you could please fill me in on that, that'd be great. I know you guys have tried to before. But hopefully you all are having a nice Chinese New Year. It's totally fine if you guys have to go and spend time with your families and stuff like that. That makes complete sense to me. I think I took off. I don't know if I took off time over. Sup, Lenny? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Well, hopefully, Andreas, the celebrations are going well. It'd be nice to add some new music to this playlist, as it's been a long time. I want to see if we can get this to like 1,000 songs. Because at the moment there's 605. I reckon if we can get that to 1,000, it'd be cool. Yeah. Because we got so much music in here. And it's so much different music in this playlist, eh? Yeah. So yeah, feel free to put a song forward if you want. We can just like chat. I don't mind chatting. A few of you have mentioned that like what you appreciated is just about coming to these live streams on the weekend and just kind of vibing out and listening to music. And I have to admit that that was one of my favorite things about it too. Nah, don't worry, Elsie. Nobody knew that this was on. I just decided to do it. You know, I just decided to have a fan request live stream today. Again, it feels weird We can request songs now. Yep. So you can request a song if you like now. Go for gold. It's totally fine. I'm trying to avoid typing in the chat so that you guys get the message around the time that I say it. So it kind of seems more organic if I'm like, talking as I look at the chat. If that makes sense. We can probably make the chat like a little bit bigger as well. Hang on, let me just see if I can get that sorted. So we'll go down. And we'll put that down as well. You can tell I'm a bit New Year. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year to everyone. Hopefully you guys are having a great time with your family. Here we go. I think that should be good. I don't really think we need to... We can move that down a bit. We don't really need to have that visible. We can have that, I suppose. Yeah. Hopefully the auto translate is working. I mean, is it working? Is it on your screen? It's on my screen. I assume that potentially the auto translate is working. Stream settings. Yeah, I'm pretty sure auto captions are working. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay, I guess I'll put a song on. So this is a song that I like. What do we got? Well, lots of songs. Yeah. I don't know if can you guys hear me? It's because I remember when we used to do like Famicus live streams. I mean, to be fair, I would schedule them most of the time, but there's just this whoosh, this whoosh of people posting songs. It's kind of nice not to have a flurry of stuff to like process. Yeah. Sup, Alvin? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, you guys take your time. What can we put on in the meantime? What's in the charts? So we got hey, sup? Yeah, well, here's the trick, guys. It might actually be good. Happy Lunar New Year. We got LC with the first pick for 2024, I suppose. Happy Chinese New Year, everybody. T-Rex, Cosmic Dancer. Alright. So, hang on. So we're going with Cosmic Dancer. We'll go with Cosmic Dancer. So this is LC's choice. I assume T-Rex. Here we go. Cosmic Dancer.
I was dancing when I was 12. I was dancing when I was 12.
Yeah, still Spotify.
I was dancing when I was out. I was dancing when I was out.
Oh, okay, alright. We'll go with the first one. That's alright. We'll remove that one from the list. We'll go with the first one. Yeah, it's only one song. I know that, like, probably we could get away with 2 each today, but we'll go with one just to keep things safe, because I remember we did like a 6-hour live stream and there was still songs coming through, There we go. Alright, thank you, Blue Dinner Box, for that as well.
I watched it for a little while. I like to watch things on TV.
I like those little piano flurries that they have in between sections. Sometimes they do add little nuances there and it's really dope. Sup, Paul? Happy Chinese New Year.
Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of...
I should also note that, just in case you're unaware, this is LC's pick for today. Lou Reed was Satellite of Love. I haven't listened to a lot of Lou Reed, but it's nice to hear more.
Soon it'll be filled with parking cars. I watched it for a little while. I love to watch things on TV.
Interesting use of buzz rolls for the snares as well.
Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of. I've been told that you've been bold with Harry, Mark, and John. Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday,
Great use of panning with the guitars, actually.
Harry, Mark, and John. Satellites gone up to the skies. Things like that drive me out of my mind.
It's just a really interesting story too. You know, satellites going up to the skies, things like that drive me out of my mind. It's really painting an interesting picture.
I watched it for a little while. I love to watch things on TV. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of.
And that space is so wonderful, man.
Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite.
So do you reckon those are Lou Reed doing those vocals, or are they someone else? It's just kind of crazy to have the end of a song be a kind of reiterated sort of vocal line. I'm not used to that. And the kind of head voice vibrato there is kind of sick as well. And I think that if you have like the satellite thing being repeated and it just quietly gets, you know, quieter and quieter over time, I think that's a really nice touch to it. And when you have, I think that when you have too much kind of crazy stuff going in a fade out, it's almost like, why are you turning it down? I want to hear more of that. Please don't take it away. But when you have a song like this, where it's more kind of the same thing repeated, you just kind of like you sit there and you just kind of follow it out. It's nice. It's a really interesting track. I thought the vocals and the story that were told were kind of neat. I think that this is one of those songs where you kind of need to sit there and ponder the intricacies of the tale that's been woven to really kind of appreciate it. But I also think that some of the guitar and piano parts, as well as the drum fills, it's quite interesting with the structure of it as well. You know, we don't just have one idea that's repeated throughout the entire time. There's variety in there, which I really appreciate, both structurally and in terms of the vocal performance as well. LC is the first time I heard the song at record store, I thought it was David Bowie, and guess what? This album was produced by David Bowie. This doesn't actually surprise me. This doesn't surprise me that this track was would have been produced by David Bowie. David Bowie had have any of you guys seen the David Bowie documentary or the movie that came out? It's wonderful, but considering his sound and the wide range of different influences that were there, it's really cool. Thank you, LC, for that choice. I had a great time with it, sincerely. I thought it was a really neat track. And again, it makes me want to listen to more of Lou Reed's stuff. So I'm going to go back up to where that was. So that I can add that to the to here. We have Blue Dinner Box next, but we also have a few other ones to add to the list. So I'm just gonna add these to the list. So we got Alvin's choice. Alvin K. as well as Andreas, Distant Dream Sleeping Waves. Yeah, I've got it behind my camera. I really need to figure out a different place for my camera, but I'll figure that out in my own time. Apologies if I am interrupting anybody's festivities. I literally just wanted to do a live stream and figured it'd be nice to do one of these. So thank you to all of you who have come along so far to just hang out and listen to music. Who have we got next? Hang on, what have we got in the chat? Yeah, FYI backing vocals are done by David Bowie and the Thunder Thighs. Who were the Thunder Thighs? Were they David Bowie's band or were they somewhere else? Blue Dynamok says mine is just what I like to listen to after work. Shen Yuda says, it's so sudden, I have no choice but to recommend the songs I want to recommend to you this month. I'll recommend them to you first. Thank you. Well, it'll be good to hear it. It'll be good to hear it. I'm looking forward to it. And then we have Paul as well. So we've got actually quite a few tracks to go through. I was concerned that I might just, because I wasn't sure how busy it was going to be, whether you guys would like come hang out or not, just because it's been a while, you know. I wasn't sure whether people would come in. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be like, like maybe playing like a video game or something like that for 30 minutes. But it's good to have some picks come through. So let's get on to the second one from Blue Dinner Box. This is Den Illusion. I wonder what this track will be like. I don't recognize it. Sup, Dwoo? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. This is one of the most magical tracks I think I've heard in quite a while. This intro with the sub bass response and the wonderful keys there are scintillating. Hey, you're welcome for the surprise, Elsie. It's good to be here, man. His voice is like silky. Thanks for that, Elsie. I appreciate it. It's just such a peaceful sounding track, isn't it? Like the vibrato of the organ there, it's just incredible, man. Like, I love how smooth that sub bass is with the 808s. The drums, they're punchy, but they're not over the top. And just the gentle nature of everything else involved. It's a really great track to follow on with. Sup, RC? How you doing? Forgot to change it to listening time. Yeah, I figured it'd be good to be spontaneous about it. And that kind of pause there is very powerful. You know, it really allows you to kind of soak in what's come before it and allow you to proceed further with it. Thank you, OMC. So this is probably, I mean, I know it's very early on, and I did appreciate the Lou Reed track we heard before, but this is probably my favorite track out of the two so far. It's just, it's something inside of me is stirring, you know? It sounds incredibly magical. Because there's sub-layer vocals as well as a call and response, which is kind of interesting. What I might do, actually, while I remember, is move this over so that you can see the art for the stuff. I want to make just so that we can kind of have that, because I want you guys to be able to see the art for it. You know what I mean? Hey, now who do we have here? I'm gonna comment on the track in a moment. I just want to make sure that I have the stuff right. Deep L. Last night, there was another east wind in a small building. So I don't know if you guys can see that. That's what our latest contender's name is. Last night, there was another east wind in a small building. Welcome to the live stream. It's hard for me to know the languages, but I appreciate it. And just to talk about this quickly, I've talked about how much I love the overall aesthetic of it. I think it's criminal that it only has 3K views. I think it should have a lot more. I really appreciate the smoothness of the synths and how nothing kind of pokes or sticks at you. It's a very smooth listening experience, and there's a great sense of romanticism about it. It's very gentle with the vocal style. It's got a similar kind of bass line and groove to it throughout the entirety of it, but like it never gets old because it's so comfortable. And I think that's the issue that you can have when you write music, is if you're unaware of the power of having a nice listening experience, you can just spend most of your time writing stuff that's there to kind of constantly grab at people's attention. So I really appreciate tracks like Illusion by Den, where they're kind of inviting you to just sit there and kind of be mesmerized by it for 4 minutes 20. So thank you very much to Blue Dinner Box for that fantastic pick. I think that is in here. So we have, this is a net list anyways. So I've added Gem Loneliness, I think. Nope, I have not, but that's okay. We also have Fantasy Duplex 2, The Art of Shredding by Pantera. And we also have D-Woo here with the tracks. So we've got quite a few tracks to get through, but that's okay. We are just going to do this at a steady pace, and it is going to be chill. It's going to be chill, man. So, yeah. Cool. The Art of Shredding, that. So we got the third track now. Yeah. It is Shin Da's track. So let's do that. So that, I'm assuming this will be on Spotify. Let's go. Let's do it. Hang on. Did we get through the end of that last track? Did we get through the end of it? Did I play through it? Did I end it early? Oh, I did. I'm sorry. No, we gotta finish this. Apologies. See, I'm a bit rusty at this. And brass at the end. Very well done. Oh, I got that gentle fade out at the end. I think that occasional brass there was really charming. Just a nice little replacement for the vocals that were throughout. Sorry about that. I'm getting distracted by things. But hopefully that was the whole song there. Who have we got next? We got Why Not. I'm going to add this track here as well. Exactly, Alvin. It's good to have people coming in. It's interesting to me. It's nice to see so many of you guys back who used to come to the original ones. Yeah, let's go. Shin Yida's track though, track number 3 for today. Have we got lyrics? We do. Oh, this is wonderful, man. So I think we still have the 5-minute rule, if I'm not mistaken, with these live streams. So we'll listen up until the 5-minute bit. I think that's still kind of fair to get through the majority of a track. A little bit of sleepy R&B stuff today, eh? Thinking with the soothing, wispy vocals.
Love tonight， 对你我真是无了解，只有阮一人会爱，你感觉不如有别几个看卖，爱就来，你拢无安排你出牌，有烦恼你敢知？若有你就有全世界。
Can we making love tonight? It's interesting that we have that in English. Is that kind of to help sort of go across an audience? Is it like... So colourful in the stereo field though, lots of bits interspersed everywhere. And like the mixing is absolutely stellar as well. I love the balancing of the various brass, drum elements, the bass as well. It's just, the keys are sensational. Wasn't expecting like a synth solo, yeah. I mean, that was just a really classy little solo section, wasn't it? It wasn't an easy one. It was quite technical, but it was just a nice alternate to the main vocal parts, and was a great way to sort of split a track in two. East Asia into that richer R&B 80s feel. Yeah, I mean, I think according to this description down here, I don't know if you can see this, these guys were founded, Shin Yida, were these guys founded in 1984, is that right? It says they were founded in 1984, so it will make sense time-wise. These guys were a bunch of heartbreakers, weren't they? How do they decide who has which verse, you know? Because there's 5 singers, how do they decide who does which bit? Are they? Or are they doing different parts? Like instrument parts? I think it's a good song. I would have liked another lead layer on top of this in order to make it more intriguing, but it's still effective. Thank you, G. Harry. A little bit of acapella stuff, nice. Great way to finish it off after we told our story. And that is unfortunately the 5-minute mark, so we're gonna have to pause the song here. But Shinyida with their how do you translate this? This is from an act named Why Not? What is this titled? This is titled apparently No Legal Press. This is titled, that's the translation that DeepL is giving me. So I apologize if that is not translated correctly and if I've misunderstood what it means. But I think that this is another song where the vocals are absolutely stellar. You know, the playing at the brass there is really dynamic and really, how do I describe it? Really intimate. You know, you kind of sound like you're having like a quiet conversation with someone, like between you and them, for etc. You know, RC talking about making love tonight and saying goodbye next morning. It does sound like you're kind of talking someone into getting with them and then kind of bouncing afterwards or something like that, you know, because that's just how things roll, you know what I mean? Nonetheless, I thought that the instrumental performance was sensational. The key and guitar solo in the center was fantastic. And the production in general was stellar. I really enjoy the way that everything sounded together. So that's fantastic. So we've had 3 for 3 really fantastic tracks so far. If we continue, we have Alvin K. Thanks to G. Harry and so many other people for your picks so far. This is from Sufjan Stevens. Is that Cat Stevens? Oh! Hi, Kaiwin. Happy Lunar New Year. Happy Lunar New Year to you. Hopefully you're doing well. Shinyida says the drummer of this band is now the drummer of Mayday. Oh, crazy. Crazy. I didn't realize that. So how long have they been involved in music for? Because I can imagine that, like, if you start with that band then, that's pretty wild. Mayday must have been around for some time. Good on him. Hopefully you all are having a nice Lunar New Year. We have got Sufjan Stevens' track, Will Anybody Ever Love Me, suggested by Alvin K. Let us continue. It's a very different vibe immediately, isn't it?
Chase away my heart and heartache. Run me over, throw me over, cast me out. Find a river running to the west wind. Just above the shoreline you will see a cloud. Tie me to a tiny wooden...
Is there, What's happening to his voice? Is that his voice, or is there something on it? Because I like the guitar tone. Yep, sure, Kaiwan, you can add a track. It's all good. Go for gold. Oh man, these lyrics are really sad, aren't they?
'Cause I really wanna know, will anybody ever love me? For good reasons, without grievance, not for sport. Will anybody ever love me?
Thank you, Chloe and Tio.
Pledge allegiance to my
I mean, like, you listen to this, and you got that kind of dull kind of thump there, almost like a slowed down heartbeat. And this is a man going through an incredible amount of pain. This is someone opening themselves up to an extreme. I adore it, but I also feel so bad for the guy, man. Oh, whoops. Sorry, guys. It's nice to vary it up here with the banjo and the
Hello, wildness, please forgive me now for the heartache and the misery I create. Take my suffering as I take my vow. Wash me now, anoint me with that golden blade. Tie me to the final wooden stake. Burn my body, celebrate the afterglow. Wash away the summer sins I made. Watch me drift and watch me struggle. Let me go.
Because when I listen to this, I read through the lyrics, understanding them, and with them being in English, and I listen to the music, and there's like almost a positivity behind it, a calm optimism, almost like we're aware that we may not be loved by anyone at this present point, but we eventually will be able to wash these sins away or burn them away and kind of go away from that. It is a really, because this is Alvin's pick. It's a really interesting track. Alvin here is saying gentle melancholy, and I would agree with that. I'm always kind of a black or white person in the sense that I struggle with in betweens, but I can completely relate to what we're discussing here. That makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you for the extra assistance. Because there are some really interesting tones in here as well. We're not just, rolling with traditional sort of acoustic instruments. We have how do I describe it? We've got some interesting sort of sound design choices here with some more sort of synthetic elements that kind of flesh it out and make it sort of more of an ethereal experience. Cool. Great use of strings at the end to build it up. That was really intriguing. I listened to it from the start and near the end, especially with how things rose with the higher vocals. It started almost sounding euphoric. It was an intriguing combination of different vocal elements there. Getting really windy outside. I've got little I think we went past Jay Chow. Yeah, we might have gone past Jay Chow, I think. Here we go. Pretty much all of his songs have all the instruments and backup vocals, mixing and mastering done by him. Yeah, that's crazy. I adore that. I have a lot of respect for people who can do all of that stuff with their own tunes. I also respect, people, don't get me wrong, I respect people who can't and they get help, or they don't want to and they get help from others. But I think there's just something really special about sort of being able to just make everything yourself and put it together and have a sort of, a real core vision with all the key pieces totally original. I don't know. It sounds really sort of elitist. I guess what I'm trying to say is mad chops, man. Being able to do all that stuff, it's really cool. It's great. It's a really well put together track. Nice development there structurally. The theme opens up like a flower as we go along, and no complaints about it. The production is pretty sick as well. There's a nice amount of dynamic range to it. So thank you very much to Alvin K for that choice there from Sufjan Stevens, titled "Will Anybody Ever Love Me?" We have Andreas's track "Distant Dream, Sleeping Waves" next. And I'll add Kaiwan's. Have I added? I have added Kaiwan's. That's good. There's quite a few tracks to go through now. So we won't dilly-dally too much. I just want to... I know this was an unexpected fan request live stream. I get it. I wanted it to sort of be spontaneous, and I just wanted to see if people were still interested in them. And apparently you guys are. So I'm not going to commit to do them regularly, but I would be keen to do another one of these again sometime. Sooner rather than later. But yeah, it's good. The end credits performance of the song I recommended was pretty good, except I forgot that you can only listen to the song for 5 minutes. Well, maybe we can. I mean, like, again, I'm not going to plug it too much, but if you are interested in getting songs like the full videos I do, if you want a full video of your favorite track once per month, you can go through the Patreon. Links in the description. But this is all about doing the requests that we have here today. So that's all good. We're going to do this one. Let's go. Also featuring, again from Andreas, this Distant Dream, Sleeping Waves, featuring Dalif Ali. Dida, Derek and the Dominoes, Spellbot and Loose, thank you as well. Those reverbs are gorgeous though, aren't they, Andreas? Wasn't expecting it to go like that, man. Great transition to the outer crash cymbal, man. Nice way to split it up. Interesting to have the piano come in there. Did you hear how the bass come in at that halfway point there? The piano kind of floats in the center, then the bass comes in and develops it, pushes it forward, you know. It's great. Is this the Leaf Ali? Anticipation riffs. I mean, it's just a nice little bit of sort of like pretty riffage in that high range. Great dynamic range. I mean, like going down to that low range there, just how heavy that guitar is, but also the polishing of the production allows it to be a smooth transition. I'm in two minds about it, if I'm honest, you know. I like it to hit hard, but also, you know, it needs to be, kind of needs to match. So satisfying. I've turned it up in my headphones a little bit so I can really feel it, you know? So the way to think about a song like this, though I'll try not to pause too much, though I can't guarantee it, is that you got to think of the lead guitar parts like verses like a singer, you know? And like the clean sort of, or the delayed arpeggiated bits like sub layers, I suppose. Or like a choir or something, I don't know. Great awkward staging there. We're over the 5 minutes though. I gotta keep to that 5-minute rule. Even if I'm nodding my head, we gotta keep to that 5-minute rule. So let's talk about what I like about this one. Thanks again to Andres for the wonderful choice here. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the stringsmanship from the lead guitar. I like how we don't just give it all to the listener at once. Over time, we gradually build and like intensity, and there's fluctuations. We don't just have everything intense. We go down occasionally, and then up, down, up, etc. So I like the ebb and flow of that. I thought the drums were great as well. There was an interesting sort of like vibe to them where I can't tell if they were. I can tell that they were like played by a person, but I think they also might have used like drum samples or something like that. I could be wrong, and apologies if I am. I can just see that they've got fractal. Again, if I move myself here, I don't know if you guys can see that down here. Like they've got like fractal and stuff like that. It's amazing what you can do with guitar technology nowadays. Like I've got the original Axifix down here in a rack unit, like the original Axifix, but like the stuff nowadays, you could not tell it wasn't recorded with like a quote unquote guitar amp, right? The mixing was sensational. I think that the main lead work was more than enough to kind of substitute for the applicable vocal parts that we often find in tracks. So great instrumental song, really enjoyed it. That is added to the list. And remember, everyone, if you want to check out the songs we've got hundreds and hundreds of songs that we've done through these fan requests on the SP fan request playlist. Sup, Key? How you doing? And hi, Ryder Keller. Oh no. Hang on. Shenyida, thank you very much for the donation. I really appreciate it. I'm always super awkward in these situations. Thanks so much for the generous donation. Much appreciated. Thank you very much for that, Shenyida. I'm always kind of like awkward because I don't know how to like what to say when people send donations, but I really appreciate them. Thank you very much. Get that a heart. Yeah. I'm enjoying this. I am enjoying being on air today, listening through people's music. I mean that sincerely. I'm not always sure like how people feel about whether they think, I don't know. I'm being self-conscious. We're going to continue. I'm going to make sure I've added all the tracks today. But yeah, this is all good. So good. We've got a lot to go through. So we're going to see if we can do a few more today. Well, definitely got time for a few more. I was thinking of doing a couple of hours today. But we've got polls next anyways. So Karamir. Yeah, no, we're good. Ryder Kala, I got you, buddy. You're a bit earlier. You came in before Karamir, so you're all chill, man. Who have we got here though? We have got that's not a good place for that. How do I put that here? I suppose we should put that here. Yeah, we'll put that here. We'll see if that shows better there. I've got to figure out the Streamlabs stuff as well. But this is from an ex named Jude. This is Paul's track. Jude titled The Cripple Dance. So let us continue. Can we find that here? Let's go. Jude Chew. Nah, it's all good. It's chill. We're listening to Jude now, everybody. Can you hear that slight dun dun dun? That's just a really interesting groove we got off the bat, man. See you later, Shunyuda. Have a fantastic weekend and a happy Lunar New Year. Yeah, I'd say this would be stand-up bass for sure. I mean, just listen to the tone of that bass with the backing vocals and everything like that. Now, I think that was a parallel minor as well there, which is an interesting chord to have as a transfer. Paul, how did you find this? Because this is a really intriguing track. I think it's a bit different to some of the stuff you sent through. Hey, I could be wrong though. The drum beats at the beginning seem to imitate a cripple walking, but when it comes to the chorus, it's like dancing a duet with his lover. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Thank you, Paul. I really appreciate it. Definitely jazzy B-Word. And the piano is exquisite. I mean, look, this is a complete vibe shift, isn't it? It's a really trippy track, but there's a lot of creativity involved. And I think ultimately it's just really good to listen to.
无知中谁和谁另一对在漫游 Oh how sweet see me go the dance goes on
'And we just that wonderful extension at the end. With those flurries on top. Yeah, that was a stellar track. Whenever, what was it? It was so it got translated as the Cripple Dance, right? So whenever I hear a track named the Cripple Dance, I'm always like, what are we getting ourselves into with the Cripple Dance? But it was incredibly classy. The instrumental performance on the whole, from like the drums, the bass, the guitar, the keys are wonderful. We can clearly play all of our instruments. Everyone involved in this is a wonderful musician and very, very impressive. But it's also being able to stage the vocals in a way where it tells the story in a way that captures, again, the awkwardness of one part they're trying to sort of prescribe, and the other part where it's just a wonderful, smooth movement, effortless and magnificent. And I think ultimately the vocals helped to kind of bring these together with the various main and side parts there together. It's almost dreamlike, like a fantasy aesthetic, and I love it. Really impressive. Blue Dinner Box says he's a popular and talented young artist. I would agree with that as well. I think that indeed Jude Chu is I mean, I'm not sure how much. I mean, it doesn't really matter how much of it they're doing, but either way, I still think it's an incredible effort. You know, I think that if they didn't do it all themselves, they've got the right team for the job, and it'd be interesting to like see what they would be able to do across an entire album. But yeah, thank you to Paul7931 for that wonderful choice. I mean, genuinely, it's a really sick track. I've really enjoyed the songs we've had so far today. But we have OMC with Elton John. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. I am going to be right back. I'm just going to get a drink. Okay, I'll be right back. Be right back. I'm just going to go, woo! See, what I like is I figured out how to make myself kind of disappear. I can do that now and that. It's good. I'll be right back. Go. Nearly though. Nearly here. Don't know if you guys can hear me. I had to get some caffeine. Alright. Little me. Boom. Alright, so on OMC, Elton John, sorry seems to be the hardest word. Cool. Just letting you guys know we're probably at the halfway point now of the live stream. I usually do these for 2 hours. But yeah, I nonetheless will be happy to do more of these. We'll just figure out. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We get to continue with this. OMC, thank you for your choice. Here we go. Good to have some Elton John on here. I don't think we have that much Elton John, to be fair, you know? Fantastic singer, though.
What have I gotta do to make you care? What do I do when lightning strikes me? And awake to find that you're not there. What do I
Great
do
entrance to the bass there.
make you want me? What have I gotta do to be heard? What do I say when it's all over? I'm sorry seems to be the hardest word. It's sad, so sad. Oh, it's a sad, sad situation.
Like, I've never listened to this track in full, but like, I'm kind of glad I have, because like, it's just nice to understand Elton John better.
And it's getting more and more absurd. It's sad, so sad. Why can't we talk it over? Oh, it seems to me that sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Kind of really pretty little kind of trans movement here. Didn't realize the song was only 3 minutes 48 as well. There's so much in it.
And it's getting more and more absurd.
An accordion call and response.
So sad. Why can't we talk it over? Oh, it seems to me that sorry seems to be the hardest word. What do I do to make you love me?
I always thought there was a lift at some point. I didn't realize that the song was kind of just kept like low key like this.
Oh, what am I gotta do to be heard? What do I do when lightning strikes me? What have I gotta do? What have I gotta do? And sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Yeah, so I think thanks again to OMC for this pick today. It's kind of unusual to me. I'm not used to hearing stuff that's kind of sad from Elton John. A lot of his stuff is a little more sort of bombastic and not necessarily upbeat, but there's a lot of I suppose more charisma and energy to it. You can tell that this is Elton John going through a really terrible time. They just literally cannot get to the point where they can apologize, and you really feel for the guy. You know, you feel for him in his position there. I think it's something that a lot of people might be able to relate to. You know, it can be difficult to apologize even when you knew you did stuff wrong. But nonetheless, I think that having the keys there, the choice of sequences with the melodies, combined with the accordion, just the sad accordion as a call and response, and just the lack of push from the low end. Just, we had a bass line that moved around a bit, but there was no real kind of, we weren't trying to get out of that kind of mire that we were stuck in. It was more illustrative of the hole that we were in. I think that sometimes you don't just get out of it after you sing a song, you know? So I think that's kind of, I think it's a good take. It's great to hear it. I'm glad I got to listen to some more Elton John again today. But we have now something completely different after OMC's choice. We have Lanny1185 with Gem and Loneliness. Now, dude, Pantera is so good. Art of Shredding is awesome. LMAO, I have a Dimebag shit on right now. Yeah, Dimebag is a magnificent guitarist. Dimebag, as I understand it, was playing He was playing Eruption by Van Halen at the age of 13 in talent contests. He was a magnificent guitar. Well, yeah, he was a magnificent guitarist. But yeah, Jim Loneliness. Is it Loneliness by GEM? Is it like, what if I go, is that it? I'm assuming this is it, Lanny1185. Right. Thanks to Blue Dinner Box. Go do something. Thanks to Blue Dinner Box. Shinida. Calvin K. I'm a bit rusty at this, eh? 47931. Yeah, I forgot. And also, yeah, I forgot to thank people as I was putting the songs forward, so I apologize for that. I do try and remember. Oh. Is this a song? This is a famous piano song, isn't it? And the vocal flow is fantastic. It is Moonlight Sonata, isn't it? That is right. It was nice to go between the singing as well as the rapping parts there. Yeah, we've still got that range there for sure. And there's such an urgency to the vocal performance as well, eh? So what's the song about? Like, I know that we've talked about it being like loneliness. Is it specifically about her loneliness, or is it about like the loneliness experience with like
I'm a superwoman， 我逼着心里面那渴望爱的小女生，要学会成熟点，有话就说给日记本。终于发现世界再冷，没有我对自己狠。我发酵，我狠心能让铁柱变成针，但一不小心能让泥土陷很深。我是不是应该换个第三人称，问问自己，其实想过什么样的人生？原来孤独是想哭却又不想触目，是努力融入。
So we've got like a bass line that was centered around the initial piano riff. Interesting effects on the vocals as well. It seems like it's bigger than the concept that it's talking about. Like, I like the nature of the synths there, the distortion on the grit there. It's very kind of confronting and aggressive. The drums and the bass that go alongside it are nice and tight. And her feeling lonely, even though she has achieved so much from the outside, she's all glamorous and happy, but she's very much lonely inside. Oh, so it's talking about the juxtaposition between the two. Oh, okay. I get that. I understand that. It's fascinating. I mean, it would be very difficult. I think a lot of people probably struggle with being famous. You know, just especially if you get there really quickly and you're not quite acclimatized to that level of attention, you know. Deal like imposter. Not that, you know, like, so I've heard of people who like sort of have issues with like imposter syndrome and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope that GM realizes how amazing she is. She's a fantastic musician and singer. And I think that we had a really solid performance here, you know. It was nice to have some bits in English so that I could kind of understand a little bit what was going on. But I also get the impression with like the angst behind the vocal performance there that there was a bit more than meets the eye. So I think that the music helped kind of to fill in the gaps there for someone who's not necessarily as familiar with the story on first listen. But thank you to Lanny1185 for that choice there. It's great to hear more of GM. I really don't get to hear enough of it. And it's a shame because I do really appreciate what they do as a musician. I know that they had like a series of like stuff for a while. But I didn't get to listen to that. It might be something I do in future, but I'm not sure. But we've got The Art of Shredding. The line they say, when you're lonely, hang out with homies. Yeah, exactly. I think that there's no better advice than to like hang out with people you know. Oh, but they don't know that my homie only has me. See, that's brutal. That's interesting. That's exactly it. I kind of dig it. Because if you only know one side, then you'll just assume everything's alright. But then if you know like both sides, then things are okay. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that explanation, Lanny1185. I really appreciate it. We've got the Paco Taco. We've got Rush here saying, oh my, this side, Travis Scott. The first half is okay, but after 2 minutes and 30-second beat switches and it's good. Okay, good. If we do get that today, we're happy to listen through it. It'd be good to check it out. I haven't listened to a lot of Travis Scott. My understanding is that a lot of people like Travis Scott stuff. It might be good to sort of check it out. But before then, we've got Fantasy Duplex 2 with their track The Art of Shredding by Pantera. So let's do that. Let's go. Great to listen to some Pantera. Cheers. Hang on. So you start slow, but I suppose it comes up, you know? And the drumming is tight as well. Those double kicks, those triplets are fantastic, man. It's so quick, dude. Born free to be powerless to change the world. There, they're here. It's nice to switch. It's nice that they switch between like kind of normal time and like double time occasionally when it's so rhythm oriented. I didn't know it could go up like that, man. It's crazy. Is there a solo in here? Because it's just so clean. I mean, it's just ferocious when you listen to that, eh? Isn't that just a stunning display? Go back with and forth like that? It's so funky. I love the flexibility of the drummer. Just the wide variety of different riffs and grooves you got there, man. The chops, double kicks, the triplets, you know, like across this entire album is full of incredible drums. But this track, just the tempo shifts are just so tight. The bass player being in tow with that too. You know, Dimebag stuff is, you know, is incredible. You know, as per usual. The you know, as Ryder mentioned, the pinch harmonics are stunning. It's not my favorite solo from Pantera's stuff, but I still think it's really well phrased, and again, it's nice to have it going between sides. It's funny that you Floodgates by Pantera. Like, I think my favorite solo from Pantera is probably Cemetery Gates, if I'm honest. But this is still really well done, and it's very much. They're a very influential band back in the day. Eh? I mean, I know they're still going now. I think I've got Zakk Wylde doing the lead guitar parts now. I don't know many other guitarists other than Zakk Wylde who could really do Dimebag's stuff justice, but I think he is. But it's a great track. Yeah, really interesting. It's a great album. If you liked this song, please do go listen through the rest of Cowboys from Hell. If you haven't, Cowboys from Hell and Cemetery Gates being as well as Domination. You know, they're all great songs. But thank you to Fantasy for that choice there. It was great to hear a bit of Pantera today. I'm going to add that to the list. Again, like with Ryder Keller, what they were saying there, I wasn't aware he could go high like that, but I love it. Really fantastic singer as well. We got D-Woo here. This track here, what have we got? It is World End by Flo. Is it Flo? Oh, Wowaka. D-Woo, I know that this is kind of late into this live stream. Are you still here? This might be it here. I'm just not sure which it is. Is it Wowaka? I'm gonna go with this one. Hang on, what if I get rid of this? Oh, okay. It says it's an album. I don't know. Diwu, I'm unsure about this. I'm gonna play the first song, and we're just gonna see if it's it. If it isn't, let me know, okay? We'll go with that. Or World End. Okay. Is it the second one? What's the art like? Just want to confirm that we've got the right one, you know. It'd be good just to confirm it, just so that we know. Is it this one? Sasaki Sayaka? Is it Wowaka? Wowaka one? Is it the Wowaka one? I don't know. And that's at Tsunemiku, isn't it? I don't know if you guys can see that. Up top. It's a Tsunemiku. So I don't know if that's the version where we're looking for. We'll just wait a minute. We'll just give it a sec. What are you guys up to this weekend? I've been working with lesson clients. It's not on Spotify. Do we have a backup song? Sorry to hear that. Be good if we have a backup song, eh? It's just the thing. Sometimes Spotify will they'll do like kind of location setting, and some tracks will only be available in some parts of the world, you know, and that sucks, you know. Sorry, Rush, we gotta wait. We gotta wait, Rush. We gotta wait. We've got a whole lot of tracks, man. We got a whole lot of tracks to go through. I don't even know if we will. I don't even know if we will get through all the tracks today. I don't think we will. But we're getting through some, and that's the main aim of this, is to get through some tracks. So apologies in advance if we don't get to your track today. It's literally just getting back into the swing of things. Again, I wasn't even sure if I was going to be doing one of these today. And I'm enjoying it, though. It's good. But yeah, we'll see if we'll give it another 30 seconds. Oh, hang on. I gotta change over the battery. I gotta just do this real quick. There we go. Here we go. Here we are. Yeah, my interpretation of the point of these live streams, I suppose, was just to listen to new music and for people to come here, show the music they liked. And, you know, if see how it goes. You know, you might even find a new musician you dig from this. You know, I found a lot of cool musicians from this. Do I like Kanye West? I think some of his earlier music is fantastic. I haven't really listened to any of his later stuff, though, eh? I just haven't gotten around to it. If I'm honest, I started doing reviews in 2019 around the time, around like 2020, around the time that New Zealand had its lockdown. And I haven't really listened to a lot of new music outside of, like, I don't know, the dubstep playlists I listen to. What about you? Do you like Kanye West? I'm assuming like their music. Do you like their music and their stuff that they're putting out? Because I understand that I think Kanye West has released an album recently. Diwu. You got 60 seconds, my dude. You got 60 seconds, my dude. 60 seconds. Then we're gonna go choose the next track, which I think is Dayside. I think that Kanye released an album yesterday, or they had a listening party or something like that. He delayed it. He delayed the album. My understanding is that he 4 months. He delayed it 4 months. That's crazy, man. That's rough for him. Because didn't Kanye West didn't he release like an MP3 player thing specifically to play his albums on? And like, he's just got a really interesting way of working with music, eh? Like, because he's clearly he's a successful musician, and he yeah. Were there tracks off of did you get to check out the listening party or something like that? Yeah, we'll give it another 30 seconds. If we don't have a track, we will go to the next one. But yeah. I'm going to find this one anyways, just in case. Because we've got to get to Unknown Racers 1. Dead But Dreaming. It does look very intense, this album art. Very cool. Very cool. The only song from Kanye West I vividly know was Gold Digger, because when Gold Digger came out, it was all over New Zealand TV stations. We had C4, which was this place where people could watch music videos, because music videos used to be on television. And this was just before MTV went to the live stuff, the reality TV shows. We're going to be going into Daydreaming in a moment, by the way, but yeah, I apart from that, I'm not familiar with Kanye's stuff. I've heard bits of his albums, but I haven't really intimately heard much of it. But if I compare it to the stuff I've heard from his more recent stuff, I do prefer his old stuff. American Boy rap part as well. But this is from Unknown Racer. This track is titled Dead But Dreaming. So I'm just going to put that in here. Let us continue. Kind of reminds me of Master of Puppets a little bit. Cool. D-Woo will do your one after this, my man, okay? It's just ferocious, isn't it? And I'm not sure if people are aware of this, but just in case you're not, that kind of growling and screaming stuff it requires really solid technique. Just a friendly reminder that stuff is not easy to do, and that if you can do it well, you're actually really talented. Especially projection, you know what I mean? Lots of heavy stuff, eh? Yeah, the drummer's leg's having a rough time for sure. To be fair, double kick is just repetition. You get your muscles acclimatized, you can do that stuff all day, man. The alternate picking on the guitar, though, is pretty ferocious as well. The blast beats, dude. It's a very raw performance, man. I mean, when you got Screaming Ancient Incantation, Sleep Unbinded by My Sight, Dead But Dreaming, Dark Loads Waiting, From the House of Death Set Free. It's just really interesting storytelling. I didn't expect the guitar solo at the end. I mean, it's really tight for what it is. Like, for real, like, I appreciate the effort put in to be able to play it that way. I can hear, like, I understand what they're doing across the different range of instruments, and all of it is quite difficult, you know, to have it's structured that way in a way that's really easy to follow, despite the aggression in the vocals, which, I mean, I don't personally mind, but I know for, like, a lot of people who aren't familiar with the genre, they might be like, whoa, this is quite a lot. I think the groove of it, the rhythms involved there, plus if you look at the riffs from like the value of what they're trying to connect in regards to the storytelling, I think it all makes sense tonally and texturally. I think this track was really well done. It was nice raw performance as well, organically. Like it sounded like they were in the room recording live, and it sounds you can tell they'd be a great band to watch live. So thank you to Unknown Racer for that. RCLM with The Thrill Is Gone. Before I continue, Alex Kim asks, how many hours are you going to stream? 2. So the reason it's 2 is because if we get like a monolithic amount of song requests, I don't really want to put someone who's gotten who has came to the stream 5 minutes in. I don't want them having to wait like 3 hours for their song pick, and then it doesn't happen, or like even 4 hours or something like that. I know 2 is still not great, but at least with 2, it's 2 hours of just listening to music and vibing, and then you still got the rest of the afternoon or something like that, you know. So it's usually 2. We did do a 6-hour live stream once, but that was very long, and that's like, it's something I'd like to do again just to see if we can do it. But yeah. That would probably be a Christmas thing if we were continuing to do that at that point. I don't know. I'm not making commitments. But thank you to RC for this track here. The Thrill Is Gone by BB King. Let us continue. Very different. Very different. No, obviously it's very different. Twelve-bar structure.
Thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away.
Fantastic vibrato there on his voice, eh?
You know you done me wrong, baby, and you'll be sorry someday. The thrill is gone. It's gone away from me. The thrill is gone, baby. The thrill is gone away from me. Although I'll still live on, but so lonely I'll be.
I mean, it's interesting the way that we've approached things differently from like the track from Mr. Stevens earlier. Will Anybody Ever Love Me? To, you know, this track here, The Thrill Is Gone. We're looking at different ways of sort of approaching our own sort of self-worth and everything like that. Are we though? No, I don't think that's a fair comparison, actually. I take that back. This one's more about just not finding the joy in life as I used to. Oh, you know you done me wrong, baby, and you'll be sorry someday. Oh, right, so the thrill of the relationship is gone, right? Never mind. Ah. I totally sorry. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. I got confused. Yeah. I'll do that one next. Yeah.
Thrill is gone. It's gone away for good. Oh, the thrill is gone.
Fantastic bass line at the bottom, man.
It's gone away for good.
Those ghost notes on the snare are just tremendous, man.
Someday I know I'll be over it all, baby. Just like I know what the man should. You know
And there's such a
I'm
heaviness in his
free
vocal performance as
now,
well.
baby. I'm free from your spell. Oh, I'm free, free, free now. I'm free from your spell. And now that it's all over, all I can do is wish you well.
And how just things flurry. The string fluctuates. The guitar sort of picks itself around. Very charged. Really interesting with the panning and the strings on the left and the guitar on the left and the strings on the right as well. And the minimalism of the lead is just wonderful, I suppose. And that is the 5 minutes of the song The Thriller's Gone, BB King, recommended by RC. It's fantastic to listen through it. I haven't listened through the song in its entirety, and BB King has always been a musician that I have respected. What I liked in particular about this track is the way that when we got into that solo section in the final third, we just... It was just wonderful how the guitar solo, unlike a lot of guitar solos, was more of like an implementation, kind of like a vocal line. It was like we were singing with our guitar. We had a lot of energy with the string parts on the right there, the actual kind of like the cello or the violin or whatever. I think it was like a cello. And then the left side, we had like sort of some guitar arpeggios or some rhythm parts there. With the bass and the organs and everything kind of building up towards it. With the vocals taking precedence for the vast majority of the time, I just thought it was a really classy switch over or changeover in that part. BB King is always he can shred, you know, he could play guitar, but he was one of those guitarists who knew when to pocket, and this is a wonderful example of when it's most effective. It just shows a person completely at ease with it. It's showing a lot of humility despite their talent and attention to care to detail. It's a really awesome song, and I'm thankful to RC for allowing me to listen through it. We have Daewoo's track here. We're going to be listening through Daewoo's here, as we did not get to listen to it before, as we could not find the song. So we have the song from Chilled Spot, and I'm not sure who it is by. It is from Love Lament. So from Chilled Spot, Love Lament. Yeah. Is it Crush? I'm hoping it's this. And just to answer your question, Alex, I would like to travel more than I do. I travel sometimes, but I'm keen to see more, man. Great chord note groove there with occasional 16ths. And that switch there, going to the freshness of guitars on the side there and that head voice is wonderful. It doesn't have... Does it have an English name? Yeah, I mean, I was enjoying that one. It was cool. It's just it doesn't have this one's okay. Okay, sorry, man. Sorry, man. Under that name. Yeah. Because he's got here. I mean, like, we just got fantastic vocal technique as well. It's really stellar with those legato transitions. Yep. Yep. And guitar solo. Nice. Yeah, there's just a chance that I won't be able to see some songs that people suggest just because I'm in New Zealand, and New Zealand doesn't always have access to all the good stuff. It is a shame, I agree. But that said, though, I really enjoyed listening to Crush. I thought it was a great song. I really appreciated the freshness of the vocal takes there, the interesting note choices, the guitar parts, the offbeat accents of some of the bass, and sort of the almost dubbish sort of infusions there. It was really chilled and kind of neat to listen to. The production was tight. You know, it's a great first impression of chilled spot. So maybe... you know, despite the region limiting, if there's a track that we can both find next time that you'd like to show, I'd be keen to do that. I would do YouTube, but YouTube gets me copyright blocked. So we try to make do with Spotify despite the limitations. But thank you, Dwoo, anyways, for that track. I enjoyed listening through it. But we have G. Harry with Sonic Youth, My Friend Go. So I'm going to add this in just so we have it. There we go. My Friend Go. Now, I don't recognize Sonic Youth. I don't think I've listened to them before. I kind of wish I had, though. They seem kind of dope. you.
Mind if I tell you she likes to wear green underwear and lays down most anywhere. She doesn't have nothing to do, and the boys say, "Hey, Goo, what's new?" My friend Goo goes, "P.U." My friend Goo goes, "P.U."
When did this come out? 1990. Wow, this almost seems like it'd be fairly influential. It's a very different type of music that I'm used to. It was definitely an argument against the grunge movement at the time. What genre is this?
Mind if I tell you? I know a secret or two about you. I know a secret about you and you. And she sticks just like glue. And the boys go, "Hey, Goo, what's new?" My friend Goo just goes, "He, you." My friend Goo just goes, "He, you."
There's so much attitude to it as well. Alex, I have no idea how many songs are in the queue, but I can almost guarantee we probably won't be getting to the bottom of it today. There were a lot more songs than I was expecting. There were a lot more songs than I was expecting today. I think I'm also a little bit slower than usual because I'm still getting back into the flow of things. We should be quicker next time. I suppose. I don't know though. I don't want to commit to that. It's kind of nice. It's just been nice to just take our time and listen through songs. You know. Those chords are so visceral though, man. Oh, and it just goes around your headphones like that. That's cool.
My friend Goo, talking about Goo, my friend Goo, you would too, Goo.
So, like, can someone help tell me what goo is? What is the goo? What specifically is goo? Is like goo like a euphemism for something, or is it like yeah, it's just what I like about the song, I suppose, is the story. Please don't donate to Skip. That would ruin the fun. You can go through patreon.com/SpiderhandsPNZ for music custom for monthly music reviews if preferred. Yeah, so I don't usually accept donations to go ahead in the queue. I don't think that's necessarily fair for people who have been waiting quite a while. But you can go through Patreon if you want custom monthly music reviews. I don't like to push that too much though on these. I'd rather just focus on the picks we have here. But yeah, this story is fascinating. I think part of what I liked about my friend Goo is the attitude, the sass from the people singing. They're so cool, man. They're so cool. Like, I've seen, like, the image, the kind of vibe of Sonic Youth and, like, their art and stuff shown. But to kind of to hear where it kind of started from is really fascinating. I'm going to add that to the list, you know, not just because, you know, it's a fan request, but, oh, okay. The white stuff from, you know, right. Okay. See you later, Alvin. Have a great time, my dude. It's great to see you. So is goo basically semen? Is that what they're getting at? I mean, that's cool though. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that. But thank you, G Harry. I appreciate it. Did they say that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Wow. Yeah, the more you read the story, it's really interesting, eh? Sorry, let me just get my bearings together. Thank you, G Harry, for that song. Do you think it's worth listening through the rest of the album? Like, I mean, in my own time, I mean, just because I couldn't do the whole album now, considering we're just over 10 minutes. Time for a couple more tracks, I think. The chords as well as the final note were really fascinating. I thought there were some interesting sort of triads examined there, and a great sort of variety within the structure of the song. It didn't just have the same kind of layer of instruments or whatever. We adjusted and moved between. It's really cool. I can understand why it's popular. We got Chloe and Tio here. You should react to Jay Chou Step Aside on his concert. It is the best track ever, also available on Spotify. Is it here? Oh, Step Aside. Is it this one? It is. We got Jay Chou, everybody. Did I say G Harry? Oh my goodness. Thanks for your song request. And what we got here? This is rustiness on my part. There's sound requests. Here we go. That album is considered their masterpiece, is Daydream Nation. Thank you. I will try to check that on my own time. But we have Jay Chou here. We weren't sure if we were going to have Jay Chou today. I don't know how far you are down at this point. I apologize. I would say probably far enough down to not be heard today, because I think we've got time for 2 more songs. But thank you for listening to this music with me. I appreciate it. Great falsetto. He actually does sound like it does on the album, to be fair. He looks so baby-faced in that album cover, though. There's an interesting delay going on that I didn't. So I'm wondering if there's like a delay on the kit or something like that. But aside from that, it sounds very similar to how it does on the studio album. Satisfying drama to the strings in this part. And the bell tree there. Good job. He doesn't really go away from his recordings that much, does he? Like, he's fairly comfortable with the way he's done things in studio. I suppose he wanted to kind of be replicable, right? He does hit it live. Good job.
在我对你的伤害，我原谅不了我，就请你当作我已不在。我张开双眼看着空白，忘记你对我的期待。如果那依赖，我很快就离开。
And the crowd just loves him. Oh, good on him. I can imagine, considering how big Jay was at this point in time, this would have been absolutely huge to go see him in concert, man.
终于松口气了。
To be honest, like, when I listen to this, I can't really hear a massive difference taken to the studio recording. I think that the composition in general is, it's vocal focused, but I kind of do appreciate how active the strings are. I like the variety of different 8th and 16th note grooves here. Like, they're very colorful, and they help to elevate the mid to high range with that Jay is also in whilst he sings in that part. And I just think it's a great sort of buffer to help him kind of stand up and sort of like, really let it out. The fact that he hit that note and that key change in that last chorus was fantastic as well. I appreciate the clarity of that, how clean that was. And there was even a bit of vibrato there. I dig it. Elsie says, I think this period is supposed to be Jay at his peak in terms of his voice and live performances. I would agree to that. It's a shame because I think that there were some parts of Jay's vocals that improved later in his career because of the fact that I think he worked on his vocals and improved his technique as he went. And to me, I can still, there's this kind of sound that he's relying on his throat, like the back of his throat or something like that when he sings. It's like there's it's like we're hitting the top of our range to a certain extent without wanting to hit falsetto. So it still sounds a little bit uncomfortable, but I still think that he did really well here. And considering it's a live take, you can tell he's singing without any sort of help. It's great. Yeah, the piano work as well as on top is fantastic. We got one more track today, though. One more, I think. Patti Smith. We might have time for two. I don't know. We'll see how we go. But thank you to Chloe and Tio for your choice there. It was great to listen through this track from Jay Chou. Let's add it anyways. We got Katanagi with their next pick here. Patti Smith, Free Money. Let's go. Let's do it. Now, I haven't listened to Patti Smith before, so I'm going to be listening very carefully.
Every night before I go to sleep, find a ticket, win a lottery, scoop the pearls up from the sea, cash them in and buy you all the things you need.
Unusual vocal style.
Before I rest my head, see those dollar bills go swirling at my bed. I know they're stolen, but I don't be bad. I take that money, buy you things you never had. Oh, baby, it would mean so much to me.
Got a twang to her vocals, eh?
Oh, baby, to buy all the things you need for free. I'll buy you a jet plane, babe. Get you on a higher plane to a jet stream and take you through the stratosphere and check out the planet and then take you down deep.
The RZA?
Where it's hot, hot in Arabia, baby, then cool, cold, in fields of snow, and we'll roll, drain, roll, drain, roll, roll, drain, drain. When we dream it, when we dream it, when we dream it, when we dream it,
It's really freeform with the tempos and the drum grooves there. I dig the intensity of the vocals and the guitars alongside it. It's a really tight instrumental performance.
Every night before I go to sleep, find a ticket, win the lottery. Every night before I miss my head.
Sup, Jenny? How you doing?
See the dollar bills go swirling around my brain. Oh, baby, it will mean so much to me. Baby, I know the troubles will be gone. Oh, I know our troubles will be gone. Going, gone, we can train for fame. And when we dreaming,
It's through composed, isn't it, really? Is it?
Free.
Okay, that was hella tight. I hadn't heard Patti Smith before, but I kind of dig their groove, their groove, their vibe, their groove, their gripe. Okay, so if we talk about this, because this is the last song for today. I'm sorry, this is the last song I've been streaming for 2 hours. I have to go get some food. But I think, to be fair, next time, again, if we do this, it'll be quicker because I think it'll be quicker next time because I'll be a bit more polished and I won't like everyone will know we'll be all good. We'll be quicker next time, I think, to an extent. I know. I'm sorry. Like I try to not sort of mess around too much with these either. I try to be as quick as I can without being dismissive of people's music, because when people, when you guys put forward a song, the last thing I want is for you guys to feel like I'm just going through the motions. For you guys to send through your favorite track, and for me, see you later, Jimmy. Have a good time, my dude. I don't want you guys to come here and feel like I don't give a shit about your music, because I do. It helps. It's actively beneficial to me to listen through your tunes. Like, for one, I wouldn't have heard Patti Smith if you guys hadn't shown it to me today. Katanagi, by the way, thank you to Katanagi for this. She's considered one of the queen of punk, but she personally rejects that her music is punk. What do you think? I think that, like, if Patti Smith doesn't think her music is punk, that's fine. I think that, like, the last thing you can do is tell a musician, especially a successful musician, what their music is. I think that it's a real risk, and some musicians will get especially tilted if you try and tell them what their music is, So I think with that in mind, I think this is some punk stuff, man. Like, I love the story that's being told here with the idea of wanting to steal that money but not feeling bad because they're going to put it towards the good cause of making the person happy, free money. And there's so much charisma in the performance as well. There's so much passion into talking about the free money, and everyone gets excited and everyone gets into it and buying a plane and everything like that. I adore it. I think that there's a lot of joy to be had, even though the subject matter is quite serious. I think the drum fill, the little drum solo that we had like halfway through the track was really stellar, really great sort of sense of intricacy and polish with that part there. But it's also a very organic performance with the guitars, bass, and drums and everything coming together in a way that's very satisfying. It's got a great sort of sense of energy, and it's quite flexible. And just ultimately, I just think it's a really slick song. There's tempo changes, and yeah, well done to Patti Smith. So just before I go, thank you to all of you, those of you who have requested tracks. I'm sorry I didn't get through all of them. Again, final time I'll say this, because I know I've said it a few times. I will try and do it a bit more quickly next time within reason. I think that it's been good to listen to a lot of really cool music. A friendly reminder, by the way, that you can also go through the SP Fan Request playlist if you want to find the music that we've submitted today. I also sort of want to mention gently that there is the Patreon down here if you want to get custom monthly music reviews done. But more importantly, there is the YouTube channel here. And basically, if you want to just come to future Fan Request live streams, if we do them, they'll be on my YouTube. So thank you to all of you for coming in. Hopefully you found some new favorite musicians. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you guys in the next live stream. To the SP patrons who came to this live stream, I'll be starting patron videos as of next week. There'll be enough time for me to get them all done, so it'll be all good. And yeah, have a great weekend. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy Lunar New Year. Spiderhands out.